Good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Just watching this baseball game,
Yeah, I was
and the
just
same
listening
things
to that.
happen. Yeah, JT Quinn is really good. He has really good
Yep,
stuff, but he throws his stuff too straight right
yep,
now.
yep. That's it. You just got to keep throwing him out there, man. Let him figure that thing out. Let him keep logging innings. He's going to be really good for us once he gets that experience and actually learns how to pitch.
That hook though,
Oh
man.
man, it's
Good
good. It's
grief.
good.
Yeah, yeah, that'll
Yeah,
play.
yeah. I tell you, the thing that impressed me last week was how good his changeup was. That's what really started working for him last week when he pitched Tuesday for us.
Okay, man. Um, well, where do you want to start? Do you want to start on Big Ten plus?
Dude, I heard a lot about Big Ten Plus this weekend. There didn't seem to be a whole lot of folks happy about it. I did see some clips of it and all.
Yeah, this is the situation. I think people are really upset because this gives them an idea of how other people outside
Yeah,
of the South
yeah,
handles college
yeah.
baseball,
That's it.
and it's got to be upsetting because apparently there were three students up there with the camera and they couldn't follow the baseball,
Yeah, yeah. The
and
I never saw where a single
it,
home run landed.
yeah, and
But
somebody was coming on Twitter, is like, that was a home run. It was like, how can you
yeah,
tell?
yeah. Well, that kind of goes to your point though. Like it's definitely different down here in SEC country, or just the South in general with college baseball. Right, everybody's so into it, and you can tell as we put so much more money into it than any other conference or really any or region of the nation. It's everybody's so locked into it down here, and that's what makes it great here.
All right. Well, if something happens during the baseball game, don't worry, everybody. We will let you know what's going on
Yeah,
as well. We have it on the background, but let's change gears a little bit because rumors started happening that either Ole Miss went to see Chris Beard or Chris Beard was in Oxford, and nobody shot those rumors down. And it feels like this is pretty far down the road, doesn't it?
yeah, that's kind of what makes you think that it is far down the road. Like I said, nobody shot it down, and quite frankly, nobody's even tried to shoot it down. Right? Like if Keith and Boyce and them wanted this thing dead, it could be dead already. And when it starts going, over 24 hours like this, and then you get the rumor coming out about them meeting, either in Oxford or outside Oxford or wherever it was. There seems to be some dispute about that, but yeah, I definitely think we're pretty good ways down the road with him, and there's a really good chance. Like I don't know who else you would say would be the favorite to be hired at this point, right?
No, I think Chris Beard is absolutely like the favorite, 90% favorite to get this job, to
Yes,
the point where if it's anybody besides Chris Beard, it's going to be a letdown at this point.
exactly. Almost like a disappointment because you're expecting it at this point,
Mm.
and then nobody that you're going to hire is going to live up to the name that Chris Beard is right now.
Right. And not even a little
No.
bit. So it'll be interesting to see. I think let's see. I think it was Rebel Grove, the Oxford Exxon podcast, something
Uh
like
huh.
that. But they were talking about that as well, as about how this could be a disappointment and make
Yeah.
it to where the next guy could be really good and have no chance to succeed.
Yeah.
So knowing that the administration knows that and the administration is going down that road and still are not shooting this
Mhm.
down lets me know this has
Yeah,
wheels.
yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. And look, that'd be a big hire for Ole Miss too, right? I mean, there's the obvious stuff in his background and all, but I mean, it's from a straight resume standpoint. I mean, when have we ever been able to hire a coach that has these kind of credentials?
We didn't ever.
Ever?
The most credentialed coach I think Ole Miss has ever hired is probably Kermit
Yeah,
Davis.
right. So, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it could be a big deal here in Oxford, though. We'll see if it ends up happening, though. Obviously, nothing's done yet.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see exactly how this goes. They got out of the second inning without giving up another
There we
run,
go.
so that's good. Yeah. Well, Fred Clark committed to the football team
Mm-hmm.
today. He is a 235-pound linebacker. Honestly, he's the same size and about the same skill set. He plays real similarly
Yeah.
to Jordan Lockhart, which makes me wonder if this wasn't a Pete Golding preference, since the other guy he committed to Chris Partridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well could be. These guys definitely have the type, right? Like you can tell Pete Golden going out there, and he has something in mind that he's trying to put together out there from a linebacker standpoint in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really, really interesting. I was going to talk to John Garcia. I already had it scheduled because a little inside baseball for everybody. I have to schedule with John Garcia the Monday before I record with him, which is usually on Friday. And whenever I do it, I have to put my topics down for him so he can make sure. That's the reason he sounds so
Yeah.
good, because it's not blind going into it. And one of the ones I put down was Fred Clark, and I forget his name, the kid from South Panola. Both of those were my talking points, and we were doing that show, and then we were talking. It's like, which kid from Mississippi is going to commit first? Who is going to be the first commit? Because I thought it was going to be what's his name, Jeremy Clark, the kid from
Uh
Callaway.
huh.
And I heard other things, and then this kid pops up and is like, man, if he would have just waited, I could have had John do something ahead of time with
Yeah.
that. That's unlucky. But either way, I do think he's a good linebacker. He's a thumper. He's real similar to Jeremiah Jean Baptiste. Tomorrow's tomorrow's show, we actually have highlights of him
Hmm.
on the show in the third segment,
Nice.
and and he's a thumper. He's a hitter, and he's a true middle linebacker type. But at that size, I do wonder if he's going to keep growing, because anytime you have a 17-year-old kid,
Yeah.
there's a chance that 235 turns into 260 or
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Which that'd be fine too, though, right? Pete Pete Golden can do something with that, especially that kind of athleticism.
Yeah, yeah, he looks like a really good
Yeah.
player. Okay, and tomorrow's show also, everybody, tomorrow's show is going to be really good, honestly, because our first segment of the show is all about whether or not Ole Miss is making a heel turn.
I saw that. That was a really good thumbnail
Um,
you had there. Yeah.
mhm. and and basically we go back to Calarco just knocked the hell out of the ball. There's a beer shower.
Nice. Dude, he has been playing so
Uh,
good.
yeah, we talk about Portal King and Lane
Yeah.
Kiffin, but these transfers for this baseball
Has
team,
just been crushing it.
just, yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, Hillman Groff has been unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was at the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, you have Elko, you have Graham, and you have Bench, and you have to replace their
Mm-hmm.
production. How's this going to happen? And here you
Yep.
go.
Yep. That's how you do
and
it.
and, and Legier's not even hitting the ball well
No,
either.
no, no, it's not. But Chatagner's hitting it so
Yeah,
well for us. You see him moving
yeah,
up the lineup a little bit. I really like Chatagner at the bottom of the lineup. I want him to be in that 9 hole to be able to get on base for us ahead of Gonzalez and Groff and all. I want the guy that's going to be on base for those guys there at the bottom of the lineup. So maybe we'll see Chatagner start moving back down a little bit if he keeps hitting. I know that's
yeah.
weird
And
to hear somebody move down the lineup because they're hitting, but I think that's why you put guys like Gonzalez and Groff at the very top of it. You want guys at the bottom of the lineup that can get on so they can drive them in.
well, I want somebody hitting that 9 hole to protect Will Furnace,
Right?
my boy.
Yeah, that's right. Again, Peyton Chatagner, get him back in the 9 hole. Come
Uh,
on now, let's get this thing rolling, Stephen. We're gonna talk it
yeah,
into existence.
seriously, we're gonna will it to
That's
happen.
right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Furnace though, you can tell that's who Mike prefers there at the DH spot though, right? As many at bats as he's getting. You usually you see us mix it up so much, and we have seen Udamark and a little bit of Taiwan Malone, but Will Furnace is getting the bulk of those at bats so far in the non-conference for us.
Yeah, and I think it's ready because he knows eventually before Vanderbilt hits here,
Yep.
curveballs are going to
Oh
show
yeah.
up, and they want to adjust to that before SEC
Yep.
play.
Yeah, that's right. You
So
throw him out there as much as you can, and I mean, kid's got such a good swing on him too. You know, if he kind of figures it out like like Alderman really to even a lesser extent. You know, Alderman had so much trouble hitting anything that wasn't straight his first year in limited plate appearances, and Will the contact he makes is just always so hard. That's why it reminds me of Alderman.
yeah, yeah. Even when it's out, it's a
Yeah,
loud out.
yeah.
So my Major League Baseball adventure is continuing Friday. I've got the Tigers and the
Oh,
Yankees.
nice. The Evil Empire.
Uh huh. Never seen the Yankees play, so I get a chance to do that. And that's I've lived in D.C. like and Philadelphia. I've had Major League Baseball around,
Yeah.
but I've never seen the Yankees play, so it'll be nice to see what's going on.
There you
Um, and because I'm going all in on my Major League Baseball fan,
go.
because I'm a lifelong Detroit Tigers fan as of about 7 days ago.
And you have been the biggest Tigers fan for those 7 days.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've watched literally every one of their spring training games on
I've
TV.
never seen so many Detroit Tiger tweets on my timeline in the last week.
That's right. I'm completely all in, and I bought myself. I forget whether it's an Alan Trammell or a Kirk Gibson batting practice
Oh
jersey.
man, I hope it's Kirk Gibson.
I think it's 23. I think it's Gibson.
Nice.
But I got that, and I'm hoping that it comes in before Friday so I can wear it to the game.
Man, yeah, that'd be awesome. They got a lot of good young
Uh,
players there in Detroit too.
Chattier just 1 yard.
My man, move him to the 9 hole. Come on, get him where you need him.
um, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and like I said, I've got the extra innings
Yeah.
feature currently on MLB TV, and honestly, I just have games on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be the Phillies and the Astros,
Yeah.
or the Pirates and the Blue Jays, which I can't. The one thing that is absolutely that has held over from my pre-strike feelings is I hate the Toronto Blue Jays. I do not know why. But I just look at them, and it's like you just throw up in your mouth. I don't know what it's for. I don't know why it is.
Well, look,
But
it
I mean,
sounds like you might have had a little Braves in your heart and you didn't know about it after that 91 series, was it 90 or 91, whatever that was, with stinking Joe Carter, and
oh
that
yeah.
just kind of lingered with you until the strike, and you said you were done after that. So I think there's a little Braves in you, and you just don't know it.
Well, there might be, but it's gone
Oh,
now.
come on, man, don't do that.
No, this is how I decided to pick my team that I was going to watch, and I put out a big tweet about it and said that. But I decided that I could not be interested in the teams I was interested in before 1994, before I quit watching. So no Cubs, no White Sox.
Yeah.
I decided that I could not glory hunt, which means no Braves, no Yankees, no Astros, no Phillies.
I'm
Those teams, no Cardinals.
I'm so happy to be in that category because if this would have happened like 6 years ago, then you would have been a Braves fan because we wouldn't be anywhere near glory hunting.
And they kept going. It's like, well, the team cannot be in the Pacific or Mountain time zone. So that eliminated all them because, the Eastern time zone, I can't deal with the 4 hour difference. They had to have spring training in Florida because I want to be able to every now and then go see a game. And it would make sense that I would have picked like Tampa Bay and Miami, but regular season baseball, that can get expensive.
Yes.
So extra innings is a little bit less expensive than that.
And
so they were out as well. So that left me with like 5 teams, and New York and Baltimore and the Washington Nationals were out because I lived there at one time and didn't get into them. And that left the Detroit Tigers, the Minnesota Twins, and the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's the three teams, and Detroit's like 15 minutes from my house. So I was like,
that's the one.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And not to get on a big MLB tangent here, but you talking about not being able to pick Miami and Tampa Bay. I mean, wouldn't they be blacked out on the extra innings anyway because of how close you are?
They would be blacked out, but I would be able to get them in my normal cable.
Oh, okay. See, that's the
Yeah.
thing that kills
But
me,
Tampa Bay is the only, believe it or not, Tampa Bay is the only one that's blacked out.
man. That's the thing that kills me about MLB, man. Like you actually take games away from your audience
Mm.
when you're trying to you're having so much trouble growing the sport, and you go off and do that. I mean, it just blows my mind that they do that.
Yeah, I know this is supposed to be an Ole Miss space, and we went off on a Detroit Tigers tangent, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
sorry about that.
it happens. It's fine.
Yeah, I know that the Tigers beat the Birds today, like 16-3.
Yeah, I saw that. Put a whooping
Mm.
on them.
Yeah, so I'm getting ready, getting fired up. I think they play the Nats tomorrow. But yeah, like I said, every home game I watch, mainly because all these spring training games are at 1 o'clock, and I'm at home.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm either recording the podcast or doing so. I have to have something on in the
yeah,
background. And most of these spring training games in Florida are at 1 o'clock. So,
yeah,
I've seen the Red Sox actually have a little green monster at their spring training facility.
yeah,
It's
yeah. I
pretty
saw
cool.
you talking about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and the Red Sox used to be in Winter Haven, where I am.
oh, okay. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
As soon as I get this internet hooked up out here, I've got some TVs here that I will not miss an SEC baseball game again.
well, they're home.
Yeah. I'm gonna hammer through that, man.
Well, I'm proud for you, man. I really am.
Yeah. Finally,
Hey, Dalen, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, Steve?
Yeah, I can. I saw that while we were talking that you accepted the speaker, so you had to sit through all that Detroit Tiger stuff.
sorry,
Oh, you
man.
good, man? No, y'all are good. I love me some baseball. I'm a big Cardinals fan, but I love baseball. I enjoy some baseball talk any time of the week.
Well, Dalen is going to be our guy going to the second, third, and fourth Open Saturday practice this spring, and he's going to report on the quarterback competition and everything that's going on. So if you're not able to make it, he is going to be the person that can handle that. We are still looking for somebody to go on that first practice. So if you want to be that person, we can put you on the radio. We can put you on the show as well. So, Dalen, let's see. Last time you ran 2 weeks ago, you talked about Will Wade, and he seems to be the only candidate that's been like debunked. He's completely out of it. Uh, what's your thoughts?
It's weird because you put out that graphic earlier today about I think it's tomorrow's show about how we're turning heel and we're going the other way, and it's things that what are we trying to accompany with this program? And people have asked me, you guys just built a new arena and it's what, only 9,000. I'm like, Oxford, Mississippi doesn't need anything bigger than that until we get some. We have to start somewhere to grow into that. I think 9,000 is great, and we can have all these debates about how we feel about Chris Beard, this and that. But at the end of the day, what do we want for this program? What do we want as Ole Miss fans? And we want to win. And I'm not going to say I sit here and agree with whatever has happened, what he's done lately. But that's not my job to make that decision. Keith Carter's going to look at all the options and he's going to come to the conclusion which he think is what is best for the school. And I think he's done a great job in handling athletics since he's been here. And so I'm sure he'll do what's best for this program. And we just want to see someone in basketball, as we've seen with the girls' side. And I'm sure the men's is capable as well.
Yeah, if anybody needs a roadmap for how the basketball program needs to be, it's Coach Yo. I
Yeah.
mean, she's done a phenomenal job. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing what she has done. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, we are an innocent until proven guilty culture. Jake Crane talked about that whenever he was on the show, even though it doesn't sound like that from time to time. If something happens, and his career is over. If anything else happens, his career is over. I think that needs to be taken into account as well. Because we didn't hear about anything before that. and nothing has come out from before that. So maybe it was just an isolated incident. Maybe it was a weird situation. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's not something that I do not think that that one 15-minute period needs to define him for the next 20 years, especially when we don't know what happened.
Exactly.
That's just my opinion on that.
And I agree with that, and it's scary too because you want to find a coach as quickly as possible so we can, try to get some recruits back that we've lost so we can, start recruiting and fit that coaching style. But you also don't want to jump into something really quickly and then not know everything about what's going on without a lot of detail. So you just gotta. But I'm like I said, I believe Mr. Carter is handling to the best ability.
Yeah, it's a situation where this is what I honestly just think is going to happen. And if they were smart, which they are, they would do this. And that is the clock will start ticking the moment that the men's basketball team is out of the SEC tournament. And they will name a new coach either the day before the first four or the day before the actual second round of the NCAA tournament. And just let that thing have 10 hours of news cycle and then basketball games taking over. And you probably won't even hear about it again until the season starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a good thing about doing it right now because you have the NCAA tournament to cover the news cycle, like you said. You just let that thing run its course, do that thing, and you know, before you know it, it's going to blow over for a little while until the season starts. Then they'll probably start it back up again.
Yeah. And by the way, I just hate Adidas uniforms. My goodness.
Bad, huh?
Yeah. Do you know those knockoff soccer jersey that they sell that was made in China that kind of looks like your favorite European team club?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what Southern looks like they're wearing tonight. It almost looks like a Southern Miss jersey, but not quite.
yeah. They're still licking their wounds, Stephen. Okay, this is a big
Yeah.
deal to them.
Yeah. At least they scored a run. That's more than I can say the Super Regional, right?
That's right. That is exactly right. I had too much fun that weekend.
Yeah, whenever I saw that, I did as well. I knew that was going to be difficult. I had one of the writers or one of the podcasters for Southern Miss came on my show and talked about everything. He's a great guy, good guy. But it's just kind of funny to see how Ole Miss is just completely. Ole Miss and State were just completely beat down on Southern Miss, and they were just
Yeah,
resigned.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's like, hey, yeah,
And dude,
whatever, you know.
I remember the regional weekend after we had won the or when LSU and Southern Miss were playing on that Monday to see who advanced to the Super Regional. Dude, I wanted
Mhm.
LSU so bad, and I don't know why because it was so much fun beating Southern Miss, but I wanted LSU in the box for a Super Regional, dude. That would have been so much fun.
And it would have been, but you wanted them because Ole Miss swept LSU,
Well, yeah, of course I did.
and you didn't want them because Ole Miss losing to Southern Mississippi
Yep.
would be just another example of that happened. That's why you wanted
Yeah,
that.
there's probably a little bit of truth to that, but
There's a lot of demons that got exercised that weekend.
there was a lot of demons got exercised that summer. I mean, he just ran through
Yeah,
one after another after another. It was awesome.
yeah. I mean, all that they need to do was just if they got Texas or Virginia, but if they'd gotten Texas in the College
Oh
World
my
Series,
gosh.
they'd almost got the whole
Yeah,
set.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Makes me wish I would have rooted for Texas harder if I knew how it was all going to play out.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been the better situation if Texas was in the national championship game instead of Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'll give you that, but I'm still going to take what I ended up getting out of it though. It was a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
should. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. So I think it's so interesting though the like how we thought of last year's team going into SEC player like the first couple weeks of it, and then looking back on this one, we're kind of in the same spot. Like, what are we going to do with pitching? And then
Mm-hmm.
You look up and this might be Mike's master plan, right? Just holding Hunter Elliott until halfway through the SEC schedule, and then throwing him in there and just going to win national championships. That's what he did last year,
Yeah, I mean, by the end of Sonya, it just kind of clicks with him. This
right?
year's it could be Hunter Elliott instead of Dylan
Yeah,
DeLucia.
yeah. That Saldier takes over for Elliott. We just ride this thing all the way to going back to back again. So,
Of course, out there, DeLucia just throwing frisbees up there, just becoming unhittable. They need a statue of that
dude, I'm
kid.
I'm telling you, that game against Arkansas to clinch the spot in the
Mm-hmm.
championship, that was the best pitch game I'd ever seen in my entire life.
Oh yeah, it was the greatest performance in Ole Miss
Yes,
baseball history. It's not close. You can talk about Pomeranz against Western Kentucky.
which was
No.
incredible in its own
Yeah, it
right.
was
It was
incredible, but
fantastic.
no.
But dude, that what he did that day, I remember standing up in the living room, starting in the eighth inning. Me and my dad debating, was like, "All right, how much do you let him go? What's his leash here? If he gets a runner on, are you pulling him?" And you know, every single time we just thought, "Well, he's just not going to let a runner on." That's just what it came to. After he got out of that bases loaded jam, he just locked down, and he was nails, man. It was awful.
Yeah, but 90-mile-an-hour frisbees up
Oh
there
yeah,
that somehow was rising.
yeah. Analytics, man. It's all about spin rates.
Yeah, good grief. That is somebody that is going to do really well
Yeah, yeah.
in Major League
Yeah, yeah.
Baseball.
Actually, it's something to look forward to because Doug Nikhazy will be the Guardians ace, and then DeLucia will be the number 2 guy.
Oh
Yeah, how
man.
about that?
Let's see. Is Cleveland in Florida?
Yeah, already got you rethinking your lifelong fandom, don't I?
No. My lifelong fanhood's locked in. I'm also doing this thing where I want to see every major league team,
Yeah.
and I was just trying to figure out if Cleveland's down here because I can go see it. Cleveland's going to come to Tampa.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean the Tigers open the season with Tampa, and they also go to Miami this year.
Oh,
So I might be able to check Miami off the
there you go.
list. So I might go down there for that
Yeah.
one because that's at the end of July. That's like right before camp
Oh,
starts.
nice. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how it's kind of panning out with. I mean, of course, Ole Miss always has good pitching, but there's a lot of really good young pitchers in minor leagues right now for Ole Miss that can make an impact with DeLucia and Nikhazy there in Cleveland. I saw you talk about Taylor Broadway the other day
Mm-hmm.
with the Red Sox, and you got Gunnar Hoagland. He got traded to the A's, and you know what they always do with pitchers out there, man. And I mean, you could see a lot of Rebel pitchers in the majors before too long.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you that kid that started from Baltimore.
Oh yeah,
Oh, oh my
yes,
God!
he's number one pitching prospect in baseball.
Cause he just stood up on the rubber and he's like, I'm gonna throw the ball 98 on the
Yep,
black with
that's
movement.
right. Yeah, I think he got a cup of coffee last year for his first taste of major league action, and then he ended up either getting sent down or maybe they did it so late in the year that they kept him up. I can't remember, but yeah, he's absolutely dominated folks for the past 2-3 years in minors.
Yeah, that catcher was something that's pretty special. I can't pronounce his last name.
Uh,
Uh,
Rutsch,
Rentschler or
Rutschman, Adley,
Rushman.
yeah, played
Yeah,
at Oregon
I mean
State.
he
He
was.
he was on that Oregon State team that lost like 3 games all year or something like that, but did not win
Yeah,
the national championship.
he was just killing the ball. And that shortstop, the shortstop's another prospect that's in the top
Yeah, yeah,
five.
Gunnar Henderson, I think his name.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that guy honestly looked like a more athletic Gray
yeah,
Kish
yeah.
to me.
He's
That's that.
incredible.
Yeah,
And I think Gray's actually in Astros camp this year too, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, they're down in West Palm
Yeah,
Beach, so I don't see that much of them because the teams that are in South Florida and the teams that are in Central Florida they don't mix very
I got
much
you.
with the way the new
Yeah,
scheduling is.
he supposedly had a pretty good year down there in the minors with them. That may be somebody else you see up here before long. I need to make it down to Biloxi so I can see Thomas Dillard just crank some nukes out of that place. Is what I need to do.
The Biloxi
That's
Shuckers.
right.
Well, one thing that I just missed out on, and I didn't know about it because at that point I was not a lifelong Tigers fan. But apparently Jackson Joe pitched with there last year.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is who drafted
Uh-huh.
him.
Yeah, he's the number one prospect in their organization.
Boy, could you imagine
But
Job with Elliott and DeLucia last year? My
oh my
God.
goodness.
Woo.
So this has turned into a Detroit Tigers story. So thank you very much for
we're mixing in Rebel prospects.
Yeah, Rebel prospects.
Yeah.
You got two on. There's in the bottom of the third for I think Calarco.
Okay.
Who was
just,
the ball he had out of the park is another one that didn't get 30 feet off the ground.
It's a damn beach ball for him right now. He doesn't miss anything.
Yeah. But they're impressive. This baseball team, this is the best. This Ole Miss baseball offense is the best offense I've seen in the BB core bat era.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that, man. It's so deep, top to bottom.
Because I remember Justin Henry and Chris Coughlin and all of those guys. That was just a different time. That was
yeah. Dude, Brian Petway could put a charge into one with those bats.
Yeah. That was just a different time. But these guys are legit.
Yeah, dude. I just come across this stat here on Twitter from David Eckhart about Ethan Groff and Anthony Calarco. Through 12 games plus the 2.5 innings tonight, they're hitting 400 with 22 walks / hit by pitches, 36 RBIs, 12 extra base hits, and 5 home runs this year.
and you wonder, that's how you replace Kevin Graham,
that's it.
Tim Elko, and Justin Bench.
Man, that's unbelievable. Bases loaded with 2 out now?
Yep. Yeah, the USM went to their second pitcher. He's about to get yanked, I think. Either that or they're going to say, don't mess it up, because if I'm not mistaken, who's hitting after Calarco?
After Calarco, that would be Chatagnier, right? Since he's moved up. Yeah.
No, McCants hits before Chatagnier.
Oh, does he? Okay, so McCants.
Yeah. Well, the pitching coach is the one that came out, so.
Let's see. Well, maybe TJ just go ahead and crank one here, see how long he stares at it.
Well, he did one in the Super Regional. Yeah, he did change pitchers. He changed bringing in a lefty.
Wuss. So scared.
So, I enjoy watching this team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they're definitely a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm ready to get everything hooked up out here. That way I can start catching all these midweek games and everything else. So,
well, anybody that hears like how much the clock is ruining Major League Baseball, don't listen. It's amazing. No, it's amazing. Well, 2.5 hours, you're in and out.
Well, you notice the people that are having trouble with it, right? It's all these older pitchers.
Yeah, right? The ones that's doing the same thing they do every year.
That's it. That's where the adjustment has to come in. I was listening to, I can't remember what podcast it was back a few days ago. It was a Major League Baseball podcast, though, but they were talking about how you can tell in spring training games the guys that have been in the minors for a couple of years, because this has been in there for 2 or 3 years in the minors, and they get up there and they're just working, and then guys that have been in the majors ever since it's been put into effect, and they've never had to deal with it because they're still going through and shaking off multiple signs and stuff like that, and then you look up and you're out of time already.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting because honestly, I saw somebody strike out in 20 seconds.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, and It's like that.
From the start of the at bat to the end. That's not
Yeah,
that's not like every
yeah,
couple pitches or
but,
something. That was
yeah.
the
Last year
totality
it
of
would
it.
be quick. There, everybody be talking about how your quick pitching
Yeah,
means.
yeah,
You're not doing what you need to do. And it's like you just don't realize how much of that crap was just dragging the game. Like Dalen, he's a Cardinals fan. He's the birds on the bat, and when it comes to baseball,
yeah.
he can talk down to all of us.
Uh-huh.
But when it comes to modern baseball, that really grabbed me. That and 7 home runs in one game.
Yeah,
But
did you see the clip from this past weekend about the Tennessee hitter getting mad and complaining about a pitcher quick pitching him?
yes, I saw that, and I am absolutely on team pitcher side.
100%. If you
Uh-huh.
get in that box, you better be
He
ready to hit.
threw he threw it low. He did not throw it to head.
No,
Let players self
that's right.
police.
That is exactly right.
Yeah. Like I said, you can bat flip and you can celebrate home
Yep.
runs as much as you're willing to take a ball
Yep.
in the bat.
As much as you're willing to wear one, that's for sure. And he was about to wear one that day. But like you said though, he kind of did it right though, 'cause he threw it low, he threw it behind him, and it was nothing that was going to hurt him by any stretch. But it was like, come on,
Yeah.
dude, if you're going to do this, here I am.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to act crazy,
Yep.
and I bet you next time at bat, whenever it goes down, he's ready a little bit
That's
quicker.
exactly right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in today. This recording will be up probably this weekend. We'll do a replay of it on the channel. I got an interview Friday morning with Charles Arbuckle, who is an ESPN analyst. I think he has seen Spencer Sanders, so I have questions about that.
Okay.
John Garcia, we're going to talk about Fred Clark. I'm interviewing him Thursday. And of course, we will have Tim Thomas on Thursday on Friday's show.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just called a ball with the bases loaded.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, so everybody advance 90 feet.
Yep, there we go. 3-1.
Oh, what he did, yeah, he stepped off the rubber and did the fake throw thing to third, but he didn't turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time.
It was like, no. Yeah. But like I said, we're going to put this up on the YouTube channel. Everybody have fun watching. Everybody have fun doing whatever they're doing. There's some people that take all of this way too seriously for us. We're just trying to have a good time, and we're about commentary and perspectives on this channel. We are not about news. It's not necessarily timely. It's about what people are talking about.
Yeah.
So enjoy it, have fun. Like I said, we're going to try and be out of spring football and lend us a little bit of a different perspective on it. But at the end of the day, we'll be able to do what we can do. But, for Derek and Dalen, thank you guys and ladies very much for joining the show, and we will see you next week. Take care. Howdy,
Toddy.